What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman One here, and today I'm going to change the way you see Bungie's Destiny franchise from this day forward. I'm going to reveal to you the connections between Destiny and the Illuminati. Yes, you heard me right. Destiny is riddled with references to the Illuminati, and I'm going to reveal the dark secrets that are hidden within this seemingly innocent sci-fi shooter. But in order to communicate about this intelligently, I would like to ensure that we are using a common definition of who and what the Illuminati are. In today's day and age, the Illuminati, or the Enlightened Ones, are defined as a secret society comprised of individuals who possess knowledge and power that allows them to gain power and influence in all world affairs, including governments, corporations, and etc., in order to actualize their agenda of creating a new world order. Some commonly accepted facts are that the Illuminati use dark methods, including satanistic rituals, subliminal messaging, mind control, and fear, in order to manipulate and pull the strings that control the world. Their ultimate goal is to control the masses without dominating them. In other words, deception is a common tool that is used to acquire desirable results. Okay, so now that we have defined who the Illuminati are, let's dive right into the Destiny content and start dissecting it bit by bit. We'll begin with the title of the game, Destiny. The word Destiny is defined as the hidden power believed to control what will happen in the future. Given the agenda that I just defined to you just a few moments ago, controlling one's fate in the future is going to be a commonly recurring theme. Now let's jump right into when Destiny was released. Bungie released Destiny on September 9th, 2014. Did you notice anything? Destiny was released on the 9th month of the year, on the 9th day of the month. What about 2014, you ask? Well, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 0 is 9. So Destiny's release date has a numerological association with the number 999. The number 9 in Latin is novus, meaning the completion of time, or also new, as in new beginning, which is not too far off from a new world order, like we just mentioned earlier in the video. In numerology, the repetition of the number has to do with importance, emphasis, or urgency. The number 9 is commonly referred to in Illuminati symbolism as well as in the game. As such, series of triangles are typically utilized to symbolically represent the New World Order. Let's look at more references to the number 9 in Destiny before you even select your character. The symbol for the Hunter is a series of 3 triangles in one vertical line. Every triangle has 3 sides. So 3 triangles with 3 sides each will give you a total of 9 sides. There's that number 9 again. The Warlock symbol also contains 3 triangles. And by this point, we have all learned that 3 times 3 is 9. Now what about the Titan, you ask? The Titan symbol is a hexagon, and hexagons only have 6 sides. Well, aren't you a cheeky little prick? Did you know that all hexagons have 6 edges and 6 vertices for a total internal angle of 720 degrees? Well, in non-math terms, that just means that I blew your freaking minds, because 7 plus 2 plus 0 equals 9, my friends. So there are a total of 3 selectable characters, each representing the number 9. 999. Now let's jump into some game mechanics, and then we'll cover the overall story for Destiny, and then follow with the solar system, and then end with the enemy classes to seal the deal. So after you reach the maximum level in the game, level 40, the only way to increase in power is to increase your light. Remember that Illuminati in Latin essentially means enlightened or illuminated. The reference here is that you can transcend the norm and increase your power as you become more and more enlightened. So let's go ahead and very briefly cover the allegedly non-existent story in the vanilla game. Essentially, the Traveler, a mysterious and unknown orb, travels to our solar system and makes life on many other planets in our solar system viable. Upon the discovery of the Traveler on Mars, mankind soon enters a golden age and experiences growth in technology, culture, and even longevity that was never before thought possible until the Traveler's blessings. So let's stop there. The one thing that stood out to me was the reference to a golden age. In our time, around the 1400s or so, there was a period of great cultural change and progress that essentially marked the end of the medieval ages and ushered in a new age and school of thought, in Italy. During this time, advancements in music, science, philosophy, literature, and architecture were spreading like wildfire. Because of this, many different belief systems were in place and somewhat adopted by the people of this age and morphed into more advanced ideas. One example of this is in Greek mythology. It is told a council of 9 was created by Zeus to punish mankind once he and 8 other gods discovered that Prometheus had given fire to man. Romans adopted nearly all of the Greek deities, which takes us right back to ancient Roman mythology. This is important because many of the planets in the solar system are named after Roman deities. Also, and less commonly known, is that the Satanists, which largely comprise the Illuminati, are led by a council of 9. So enough history. Let's get back to Destiny and begin covering the solar system, and then we'll jump right into the enemies. The 9 in Destiny are a mysterious yet powerful and influential force in the solar system that operate out of the shadows. Although nobody knows precisely who or what they are, their influence is unquestionable. The similarities between the 9 and the Illuminati are quite obvious. They are located somewhere near Saturn. Saturn, coincidentally enough, is characterized by the 9 rings that surround it. Saturn is the name of the Roman Titan who, during his rule, which was known as the Golden Age, led a Roman festival that had to do with the renewal of light, feasting, role reversals, and revelry. In Destiny, the 9 interact with their masses via their agent, Xur. Let's take a moment to examine Xur, shall we? First, let's take a look at his appearance. He is a very shadowy figure that is amorphous in nature, meaning he has no definite shape. Much like the structure of the Illuminati, they can never truly be pinned down to one singular source. Additionally, he has tendrils on his face which symbolize his reach and ability to influence those around him. Every weekend on Friday and Saturday, which is a day that was named after the Titan of Revelry, Xur will visit a tower and have exotics up for sale. Nothing evil or sinister about that, right? Well, not so fast. Let's think about how difficult exotics are to get. They are incredibly rare and they are usually acquired after doing some incredibly complicated side quest. I mean, look at the exotic swords or the touch of malice, for goodness sakes. But on Saturday, all of this changes. For a handful of coins, you can acquire an exotic in the blink of an eye without any of the blood, sweat, or tears. One of the common sayings during the Roman festival that was mentioned earlier was that it embodied the bounty of earth without labor. Not good enough for you viewers? Well, okay, let's take a closer look at Xur's name. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, U is the 21st letter, and R is the 18th letter. 24 plus 21 plus 18 equals 63. 63 divided by Bungie's beloved number 7 is 9. There's that number 9 again. Saturn has 9 rings. It also is the hideout of the secret council known as the 9, and the numerology of Xur's very name is equal to 9. Not only that, but during year 2, I should say, a mysterious benefactor gave us 3 packages, each containing 3 strange coins. At this point, we should all know that 3 times 3 equals 9. Amazeballs. Okay, so let's cover off on the enemies. The fallen represent the demons. Biblically, the fallen are angels that choose not to follow the will of God and came down to earth with Satan or the devil. Coincidentally, many of the houses of the fallen are named after wolves, as in a wolf in sheep's clothing, and very blithely, the devils, both of which are unquestionably biblical references. They also worship servitors, which are machine-like gods, much like how technology in this day and age is constantly distancing us from our families, friends, spirituality, etc. Even the fallen symbols look like a combination of 6s and 9s. Take a close look. The hive represent the hive mind, which is also known as the swarm logic. It's basically the diffusion of information from one central source, like the internet, YouTube, social media, etc. All these forms of media are frequently said to be utilized by members of the Illuminati to influence the masses into converging on ideas, lifestyle choices, etc. If you read the Grimoire cards in the official Bungie website, the hive were once a very fragile race of creatures that had a very small chance of survival. A group of hive made a pact with the worms and then grew in strength and power, but this was at a cost. They would have an insatiable hunger for more and more power. In European folklore, a worm is a dragon. The Bible commonly refers to Satan or the devil as a dragon. So essentially, the hive made a pact with devils at a price that would forever change their very nature. Their leader Oryx, and primary antagonist of the Taken King expansion, is quite interesting himself. The word Oryx is actually a genus of large horned antelope. Interestingly enough, the shape of the head of one of these antelope looks strikingly similar to the Satanistic figure commonly associated with the Illuminati and symbolism by the name of Baphomet. This antelope or goat-headed creature is commonly depicted in pentagrams and other Satanistic signs that are usually shown up in conspiracy theories of the like. Additionally, the official symbol for Oryx's head in the Taken King expansion is a slightly modified version of the symbol used for Baphomet. The Vex are an extremely religious race of creatures that worship the Black Heart. The Black Heart, in actuality, is a symbol for death, cruelty, lack of empathy, absence of love, and outright evil. All characteristics that are commonly associated with the Illuminati, and the very characteristics that dictate their actions. It takes a very dark, self-interested type of individual that seeks to control the masses behind the scenes and bring a new world order that is void of any morals, love, and most importantly, any purity. Even the word Vex is defined as something that is much discussed or debated. The fact that they were essentially forced to resort to religion to be able to logically fathom the existence of the Black Heart that appeared on Mars, coupled with the fact that the raid boss Atheon is essentially named after Atheist, just serves to show how religion is commonly discussed and debated daily in real life. The Illuminati try to confuse and complicate this matter by creating the notion that man can become gods and to essentially create idols that we worship daily in popular media like movies, music, etc. Not only that, but they also employ the use of science to try and prove that God does not exist. The Cabal are a group of warmongers that have essentially set up camp on Mars. The Roman god Mars is more commonly known as Ares, the god of war. The Illuminati influence the world's governments and dictate political movements behind the scenes in order to fund their agendas. If you're asking why I mentioned the Greek and Roman deities, well, this little discovery was actually the catalyst of my research into Destiny's innumerable references to the Illuminati. The first thing I noticed was that all of the enemy classes within the Cabal have some sort of Roman reference, such as Legionnaire, Phalanx, Centurion, Colossus, etc. After noticing this, I looked up the word Cabal, which is common vernacular for a shadow society. When I made this connection, I knew I was onto something golden, and I knew it wasn't the golden age that the false god Traveler brought to humanity. It was a treasure trove of information about how the reach and influence of the Illuminati can pervade any and every aspect of life, including a pretty solid first-person shooter set in space. The Taken race of enemies in Destiny represent the Army of Darkness, or the bringers of the New World Order. Each Taken enemy, regardless of the race that they have originated from, all have one singular eye that is seemingly made of light. In other words, they are enlightened. They possess knowledge and understanding of the darkness and wish to serve its will. Again, all Taken enemies have a single eye, much like the all-seeing eye, or Eye of Horus, all of which have ties to the Illuminati. The same eye that you would see on a dollar bill, for example. Interestingly enough, the eye of each Taken enemy is illuminated, and if shot, is the weak point. Each Taken enemy represents an enlightened individual that has transcended what they once were. Reading the grimoire cards of each of the races of the Taken show how Oryx took some of their characteristics and twisted them in some dark way into the so-called enlightened creatures that they are, to serve him and his army of darkness. Now that's all the time I have for this video, guys, and we didn't even scrape the surface. We still need to cover the factions, the Vanguard, the Crucible, and much, much more. Although I tried to cover quite a bit of information in a very short time, the facts are that Destiny does indeed have references to the Illuminati. The truth is undeniable. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this newfound knowledge? The key is not to scare you or to paralyze you with fear. My goals are to encourage you to have a heightened awareness of the world around you and to always challenge the information that you're being fed. Believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. I can tell you one thing though. All of these bits and pieces of information all point to one singular answer. Half-Life 3 is confirmed. But seriously though, like, subscribe, and share this so that everyone out there can open their eyes. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you don't know what to comment, simply say, flashlights. I want to give a big shout out to my good friend and brother, Machine Gun Mike, for helping me out with the research and the references for this video. Be sure to check out his channel as it's featured on mine. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and until next time, it's the Inhuman One, signing out.